I'm going to take you on a tour of one of the foundries that I work with here in Bozeman, Montana. This is just east of Bozeman. You go through that canyon over there and you get to Livingston, Montana. Anyway, this is where the molds are made of the clays. You can see pieces that are being ready to have rubber attached to them. The gentleman that does the molds gets these ready to put clay on, or rubber molds onto. This is a life size that is being readied for a mold. Here's another part that's being ready to be molded.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what he's doing right now, is sloshing wax around and building up a coat, a thin coat, wax inside this mold. And he'll do it on this half, and then he'll do it on the other half, and then he'll put the two halves together and then start pouring different temperatures of wax into it to build up the surface of the wax inside the mold. Here's the other half. Looks like it's a, what is that, a buffalo or?
It's a kudu.
A what?
Kudu.
Oh, a kudu. It's a kudu type animal. I'll turn it around so you can see it from proper angle. There we go. Anyway, that's one of the molds, and then this is a mold over here that's had the wax being poured into it and then poured back out again. All right, now we'll go into the wax room. Now this is where they work on the waxes. And this lady here is cleaning up the mold seams. What's your name?
Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Anyways, see, this is a mold seam right here. And what she does, she goes in and cleans it up. She has to be a bit of an artist herself, because she's got to match all the textures. And then they start putting sprues, which are the red things there. And they attach it to high points and areas of the wax. And then they put the core cup, which you see on top of the sprues. And that's so that they can cast it in, or go to the next stage, which is the ceramic mold. This is somebody else's piece, but it's a horse with his head cut off. They never cast anything in one solid piece. And then here are shells filled with future projects that they have to work on. Up on the top is one of my pieces, the a warrior's song, or no, what is it called? Prayer on the Wind, that's what it's called. Can't remember my own pieces. Once they do the wax work, then the waxes are brought into here, which is the ceramic room, and the waxes are then dipped into ceramic solution, and those waxes that you see earlier are coated with inside and out with ceramic material. And then these fans keep them warm. Here's the slurry that they keep churning, that they use to dip the waxes into. This is a vat of sand, and it's a fine sand, and what they do is they turn the air on, and it's like dipping your hand into water, but they dip the waxes into this. Anyway, this is where they pour the bronzes. Normally they have it working, but right now they're tearing things apart in here. That right there is what they call a crucible, and that's what they put raw bronze into, and they put it into a furnace and they melt the bronze at over 2,000 degrees. And those waxes, those molds that you saw, they're placed into those little hooks, those little stems there. That supports the cup up while they pour the bronze into it. And then they let them sit here and cool. And then they start tearing the molds off of the bronze. And this is one where the cup and the sprues have been cut away from the bronze. And there's one that's been poured there.
Still has the cup on it?
And it still has a cup on it. So that's how they get to bronze. Now we'll go to another area. This is where they put the bronzes together. And what they're doing right now is probably bracing this piece up so they can work on it. Here are some of the bronzes being worked on right now. You can see this one here. That's the color the bronze is after it's out of the mold. Pretty plain looking, isn't it? But anyway, they work on them here. They weld them, they grind them, they put them together, and then blend the textures that the artist has put into them. It's a real art form to do that too. Now this is where they patina the bronzes, or color them. What's your name?
Colin.
Colin, he's coloring one right now. And what they do is they heat up the bronze, and then they put chemical onto the bronze. He's putting it on with a brush. And that's what changes the color of the bronze. This one, I take it's going to be some kind of a tabletop.
It's a tabletop.
Yeah, it's going to be a table.
It'll go right here.
Yeah. So that's where they color the bronzes. There's a couple of gentlemen here that work in this area. This is the first stage of coloring a bronze. Is this bird here that's just had a potash solution poured over it, turns it black, and then they rub it back where they are going to put light patina and stuff like that. This is a room where they prepare the bronzes that have been finished for shipping. And you can see quite a few bronzes sitting here on the shelf. There's one of mine being ready to be shipped. And several other pieces being ready to be shipped as well. They also put the bases on them here too, the wood bases. And this is a storage room for all the molds that they use for the artists. Different areas are set aside for different artists, and they're stored here, and this is just one of the storage areas. You can see they have literally thousands of molds sitting here on the shelves just waiting to be used. All right, let's go to the next spot. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little tour of the foundry. I think I'm going to head home now. I got a lot of stuff to do. And until next time, until later on this week when I take you on a tour of Northwest or art castings of Montana. Tomorrow I will be photographing a cowgirl for a cowgirl piece that I'm going to be doing, and I'll put some of those pictures online at that time. All right, later.